Hey, so Jake and I love to find a variety of different, like really easy to do hacks for things like recreational stuff, whether it's taking care of your vehicles, like your trucks, or maybe we've done a video about putting in a winch on quads, or even little hacks that you can do, survivalist type stuff when you're camping, whatever. But if you're like me, when it comes to taking care of your truck, you may have just used one of these typical products like Armor All wipes. And this is my 2005 garage kept Silverado. And so it was easy to just take these wipes and I can just kind of refresh the plastic on these. But in some instances, the problem is with some manufacturers, this is my son's, this is Jake's 2014 Nissan Frontier. And as you can see, some manufacturers' plastics, they don't keep up as good, especially when they're not garage kept, which his is kept out in the sun. So you can see how they can get faded, they can get chalky like this, like from oxidation and whatnot. So if you can see right here, I'm gonna just give you an idea. If I just, put a little spit on my finger here, and I just, look at this. See how that kind of comes out? I'm gonna take this little wipe, but you see what I'm saying? It doesn't really take it all off. You see what I'm saying? So there's a hack that we learned that we're gonna refresh this whole thing all over again. I'm gonna show you a really easy hack that instead of having to pay for new plastic pieces like this on your SUV or on your truck, I'm going to show you a really easy hack that we're going to clean this all up. We're going to make it all fresh new. If you want to come over here, you can see this is a little spot that I've done where I've already finished it off with my little hack. And you can see it completely brought back that original shine. You can't tell by the video, but I'm feeling that, and it's like nice refurbished plastic. It's like it was originally brand new. It's going to be great. All right, so what you want to do, what we found out, I bought some of this Howard brand Restor finish. Here it is right here. And I bought walnut, and I think walnut's a good, this is a wood finish. It's to refinish wood. So walnut, however, the pigments that are in this are kind of a darker. They have like cherry and some other stuff, but you don't want like a color that's different. This is black. This is a dark plastic surface you're gonna be working on. So I found that the walnut has the right kind of pigments in it. And interestingly enough, I bought this. I'm not endorsing their product in any way, shape, or form. I've used this on wood. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. However, just in experimenting around that Jake and I have done with his finish here, what we found is that I can just take a little bit of this stuff, and I'm going to set this down here, but you saw where I wiped my little finger and I tried to get some of this chalky off. You can just take this right here, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a wipe, okay? I'm just going to show you a little bit. We're going to do the whole thing. We'll show you the after the effect, okay? But I'm going to just show you how I just wiped that a little bit, okay? Now I'm going to take it off, okay? I'm going to get off as much of this as I can, but you can see how everywhere that I wiped this, boom, you've got all that chalkiness off, okay? Now, we're going to take this. It's a real quick, easy thing to do. You might have some of this already, but this is the product. Again, I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying that it's a great hack. It takes this stuff off really quick. So give us a chance. We're going to wipe this whole thing down, and then Jake's going to give you kind of some tips on what you can do once you've gone through this whole thing, because there's another kind of process that we're going to show you how to do after that. So Jake's finishing up here, wiping this area down. You can kind of still see we've already kind of done the majority of the work here, and he's just finishing up this last little spot. You can kind of see as he wipes it, boom, it goes away really easily. But what you're going to need to do when you're done with this wiping process here, when you get it all off, get off all the powder, the oxidation, any maybe water marks or chemical marks from soap or other products you may have used in the past, it does take a lot of that stuff off. It may not take all of it off, but it certainly took a lot of it off for us. But when you're done with this process, what we found is you're going to need to give it a little wash of soap and water. So we're going to hose this off, use a little soap and water, just kind of scrub it like we're going to wash this truck, so to speak. And that helps to get kind of any chemical finish off, any residue off of this thing that's from the actual product that we're using here to do the actual restoration. So after you're done with this, it shouldn't be very long. It's just a quick kind of deal. And when you're done with that, again, you're going to want to use soap and water, just to hose off soap and water, and then you're good to go.
So my dad and I just finished wiping this down with this Howard walnut. Yeah, walnut. Because this really matches the color because it's black. And we used soap and water to wash this down, because what happens is that has a lot of oil in it, and you want the oil off as possible, because that can leave this oily residence and it's not good. So you want to make sure that that's off. And then you don't have to use this, but we found that this Armor All wipes, as you wipe it, it really gives it that nice that nice new finish when this truck was first made, and it really brings out. It's like the icing on the cake as far as this work.
You can see that darkness.
You see what I'm
saying?
Yeah.
That looks really
and
nice.
it gives it that nice crisp look.
Yeah.
As when it was new.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, so just to reiterate, we're gonna give it to you really quick. You can just write this down, get yourself a towel, and we're not endorsing this product, but what we found is this little wood finish actually works really well when you have that chalky, white, oxidized, kind of nasty appearance on your darker black plastic on different automotive finishes, and then you use that with a rag really good. But then you got to kind of rag it off again with a dry rag, and then maybe even give it a hose and a spray down and dry that off. And then Jake's applying this some typical Armor All wipes. We're not endorsing that either. So if you want to use a similar product to Armor All, I'm sure that would do just as well. But we use the Armor All wipes because we use that on our other vehicles. So we found that when we give that a last finish, that really tops it off. So I hope you can see kind of the before and after here, because you can really tell this is not at all like what it was before. You don't see all the stains. There isn't chemical stains. We got a lot of that stuff off, and it really worked for us. So if you're looking for something, because a normal product like Armor All or similar product is not cleaning up your plastics, that whether it's 10 years old or 20 years old, it's just not doing the good as work as it should because of how degraded the plastic is. We found this is a really good hack to clean things up. Make your older vehicle look brand new again. Make it look like it was when you first bought it. Nice restored plastic.